Jim, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to hinge on the point you made. When you get there early and you volunteer to do something and you get busy, folks coming in that you really want to get to, they'll come to you because they think you are somebody.
Exactly. So they're going to look at you and think, okay, this person knows the lay of the land, right? They're going to come and ask you questions. One of the things I used to do, I worked for Nordstrom for 14 years, and I always had a lot of fun when I was a department manager. I used to prowl the front aisle, especially when I worked in lingerie, because the men wanted to come in, but they were scared. They were scared to admit that their wives wore lingerie, and even more scared to admit that they just bought it for them. But guess what? It happens. But I would sort of prowl around the front aisle, and I would see them kind of going, you know, like they couldn't quite get on the carpet, and I'd be like, come on in, the water's fine. You know, so you just make them feel welcome, and then it breaks the ice, and you start the conversation. So think about some questions that you want to have, or think about a greeting that you want to use that fits your personality type. Everybody's got a different take on how they want to approach people, you know. So I know that my energy level is high. After I do job search support workshops and stuff, especially the men in the room will come up to me and go, do you always have this much energy? And I say, pretty much. And they're like, how does your husband deal with that? So I networked my way into a marriage, by the way. I got married on New Year's Eve, so that's the good news. And that was all done through a business contact that I got to know while I was building my business. So it's an interesting story. But the bottom line is that people are not going to approach you. The most beautiful thing you can wear is a smile. All right? Let people into your space. Let them know that it's okay to approach you. I am not going to approach them. I used to walk around the sales floor at Nordstrom all the time and pull the hands of people down who were walking around like this because no customer is coming up to you. Because even though it's just a comfortable resting position for us for the most part, it puts a wall up for people. And we don't realize it. So try to find something else to do with your hands. Ladies, if you think about it, men usually will have pants with pockets or a shirt, but wear a jacket that's got pockets so you can have your business cards in your pocket. Take a pen with you. I love to make notes on the back of business cards of people that I meet so that when I follow up with them, if I write them a thank you note or if I send them an email, I can mention, Jeff, it was great talking to you at the chamber event last week. I loved hearing about your career at Otis Elevator. I'm so glad you're retired and playing golf and volunteering to do tax returns for the elderly. Or whatever that sounds like. You see that? Listen.
It's true.
Okay, so that's the other thing. But just put it back out there to them, and whatever works best for you. Make some notes. I usually make a note of where I met the person, the month and the year, because how many of you guys have just boxes of business cards at home and you're like, who are all these people and where did I meet them? So if you make a note on the back of it as to where, at least the month and year, you'll look at it and go, oh, that's from January of '06. I don't even know this person anymore. But you want to have a systematic way of keeping track of those folks that you want to stay in touch with. So have a pen with you, have your business cards with you, have a smile on, be ready to just be genuine and ask questions and just have fun. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? The problem is we go home and we beat ourselves up and we overanalyze and go, oh, I can't believe I said that. Or, oh, I can't believe that, you know, I spilled coffee on myself or whatever. That is so far gone from that person's mind. So those are some of the things that help. Yes?
I want to underscore a point you made earlier, and that is that when you're networking, it's not all about you. It's about what you can do for other people. And you can really win some friends if you can do that. And chances are you're going to know, you're going to be in their industry, and you're going to know something about what they do and what their needs are. And maybe it takes a little homework ahead of time. But if you can offer a tidbit of wisdom to them, it'll pay off.
So here's the thing, you guys. BNI, which is a professional networking organization, and I happen to be part of that organization, our philosophy is givers gain. Okay? So every religion in the world has some form of what goes around comes around. The bottom line is God laid the law down at the beginning of time. You reap what you sow. If you are willing to sow into other people's lives, whether it be information, whether it just be a smile, whether it be, you know, sometimes I'll go home after a networking event and something will come across my wire, maybe a great article that I think somebody would benefit from. And I'll shoot them off an email and say, Jeff, I saw this article on the internet and I thought of you. There's some great information in here about crafting a great resume, or interviewing skills. Or I found out about this workshop. I met a guy at a networking event last Friday. He's pretty new in town, working for a company called Interdyne Artists, and they do customer relationship software and things like that. But he wanted, he wanted to know kind of what's going on in and around Charlotte. And I was fortunate enough a month or so ago to participate in a part of a panel discussion where the guy who heads up the Charlotte Resource was there. And he's a great resource. So he talked about the fact that as a region, we're targeting 6 business sectors right now to type businesses to talk about here from Florida further north. This is kind of where we stopped. But, I have his information. I got every Monday I get a report. Here's what's going on. Here's the companies we're courting. Here's the business sectors we're after. No surprise, it's healthcare, it's defense, it's energy. Believe it or not, though, it's actually movies and television. There is huge, huge money to be made and brought into economies by doing on-location movie and television production. So that's something they're going after. They're going after motorsports because there's more than just NASCAR. I participated in the outplacement that was done by several NASCAR racing teams last fall when they downsized. And those folks are having to look outside of NASCAR because there's just less jobs than there were. But we have this amazing skilled labor force, so we can woo companies here based on that. We can say, look, we've got the facilities, we've got the skilled labor force, you need look no further. The weather here is great, and by the way, the cost of living is not bad either. So come on down, I was just hearing yesterday about several foreign car companies that are continuing to build plants, and cities are fighting over these companies. They're continuing to build plants here in the United States. We have an amazingly skilled labor force. Some manufacturing sectors have gone away. It's true that the bulk of our textile business, unfortunately, has gone offshore. But those folks have expertise in other areas. So don't let yourself get down. You know what? When you wake up in the morning and you're having a tough day, you just need to look in the mirror and remind yourself about all the things that are great about you, all the contributions that you made in your former job. If you're having a tough day, get out your resume and look at the results section. Look at the accomplishments section. Remind yourself about those things so that before you go networking, you have on the top of your mind that, hey, I've got something to offer somebody. Because companies who have open positions have a problem. They have a job to fill, and they're looking to you the solution for them. So, a couple books that I'll recommend, just really quickly. The Speed of Trust, written by Stephen Covey's son. So this is the single most important component in networking and in relationship building is trust. How many of you gentlemen in the room are married? Anybody give their wife the engagement ring on the first date? Y'all are laughing. Why not?
She hadn't proved herself.
Exactly. Okay, I didn't know her. Well, what's the purpose of that courting process? We want to get to know each other. Do we have enough in common to have a long-term relationship? Can it be mutually beneficial? Does it make sense? Are we in the same political party? Okay, that can cause a lot of trouble. But the fact of the matter is that trust is key. So if I trust Jeff and he tells me that I need to meet Jim and that he's going to make that introduction, generally because Jeff and I trust each other, there's a built-in trust component already when Jim meets me. And that's the key to the networking. It's about who actually has the relationship. So the individual who doesn't necessarily know you isn't the one selling you. They're going based on the endorsement from the person who does know you. So this is a good one.